Hey Internet, I'm the Cow Says Moo, and you're watching The Realms of Dr. Moo, Episode 10, a Minecraft 1.4.7 Let's Play with a whole bunch of mods installed. As you can see here, I did create a extra pulverizer and extra powered furnace, and I went ahead and hooked it up to my system and then just covered up the floor. I also made a second energy cube here, and it is charging up, just starting. I've also upgraded a few of my chests up here to gold and even a couple diamond chests, and processed a fair portion of my ingots. I've still got quite a few up here to run through my sorting system once I've got it finished up. That doesn't go there. I've also kind of halfway sorted through my stuff, just kind of get it into a general area of where I want it. Last episode was mostly thermal expansion, and I think I've got at least the core of that all set up now. This episode's going to be mostly red power 2, and it will start around this guy right here, the alloy furnace. This is just made with 8 bricks put into a furnace, a square, like a furnace. And it burns coal, just like a normal furnace, but it makes some special things that you can't make in a normal furnace. Let's see, I just am trying to get a bit more coal for it. Let's pop that in there. I'm going to show you what I'm making and then cut the camera, and I'll do that several times because I've got several different things that I kind of just need to get started. Brass, blue and red alloy ingots, some silicon boules, and then some colored wafers. So we'll get started here on some brass. Brass is just copper and tin put in the alloy furnace. Ratio of 3:1, copper to tin. And that should get you brass ingots. And once it does, I'll show you here. Ta-da, brass ingots. And we'll just use those to make pneumatic tubes, which is kind of like Buildcraft pipes. You transfer objects and stuff around. So we'll let those cook up real quick. As you can see, it goes a little bit faster than a normal furnace, but this will still take a little bit of time here. I've got 5 more cycles of this, so I'll be back in just a moment to show you the next recipe. Alrighty, those brass ingots are done, so we'll pop in 16 silver and then 4 times that in nickelite, which is just red power 2 ore that you collect kind of like redstone. I think I showed me finding some earlier, but I've got stacks and stacks of it, and that's good because I'll need it. Silver to 4 nickelite gets you 1 blue alloy ingot, so I'm going to make up 16 of these, I think. I might end up wanting some more, but that'll be a good start. So I will be back once these are cooked up. Alright, there's my blue alloy ingots. I ended up throwing in just a few more. Figured why not, I'm doing it off camera anyway. And here's red alloy ingots. It's iron and 4 redstone for each ingot. So we'll get 16 of these. Blue alloy ingots are used, I'm going to be using them in part for solar panels, and then they're also used for several machines and such. Here, let's actually go the other direction. There we go. Use them for pumps and frame motors and battery boxes and sorting machines and all kinds of red power machines. Red alloy ingots are used for fewer machines but also used for cabling. These blue alloy ingots are also used for blue electric cable as well. So anyway, I'll get a quarter stack here of red alloy ingots, and I'll be back and we'll do some silicon and a couple other things. Alright, there we go, red alloy ingots. And next, I'm going to make some silicon boules, which we will then cut up into silicon wafers. And these take 8 coal and 8 sand each to make, so I'm going to be making 8 boules. Ta-da, silicon boule. And you take those boules and you put them in a crafting table with a diamond handsaw. It has to be diamond. It can't be one of the lower ones, iron or other gems. And you cut it up, and each one gets you 16 wafers. So we'll use those wafers then with nickelite and redstone and color them red and blue as well. So I will just let the rest of these cook up and cut them up, and I'll be back in a second. Alright, there's my silicon wafers all cut up. So we'll pop those in here with some nickelite and get blue wafers. And these blue wafers are also used in solar panels and then a bunch of machines. Blue doped wafer. And there's 48 of these, so these are going to take some time. I forgot that you get 16 silicon wafers per boule. I was thinking 8 for some reason. So I've got a bunch extra, but that's okay. I'm sure I'll use them at some point. So anyway, I'll be back in a bit after these complete. And then we'll do some red wafers, which are the same, just with redstone instead of nickelite. There we go, a bunch of blue doped wafers, and then we'll do the same here for the red doped. Red doped wafers are also used for several different machines. We'll take a look at them here while this is cooking up. There we go. You can use them in a couple different logic gates, and then filters. I think I'll need one for a sorting machine, a couple of them actually for a sorting machine. Regulator, which I might or might not use. I don't use very many of those. Sortron, I definitely won't use. Manager, maybe at some point. But just a bunch of things. Relay, I'll definitely be needing those. I'll need a couple of those actually pretty soon. So these red doped wafers are cooking up, and they'll be the last thing I think that we need to cook up here in the alloy furnace for right now. So as soon as they're done, we'll be back and we'll start working on components that are used, or that actually use these basic core components here. So we'll be back in just a sec. And there we go, red doped wafers. So now we can start on working on some of the assembled components that we're going to need to put together. I think the first thing I'm going to do is some blue electric cable. And I may as well show you how to make red alloy cable real quick too. So red alloy, or red wire, is just 3 red alloy ingots together and you get red alloy wire. You use this more or less like redstone in vanilla, except it's a bit more versatile. It can climb up walls, it can go along the ceiling. Pretty cool stuff. Alright, and then blue alloy wire actually takes some insulation, and for right now, as a temporary recipe, it just uses wool. Eventually, supposedly, there will be rubber in Red Power 2. Right now there's rubber trees, but you can't do anything with it. So there we've got blue alloy wire, and this transmits blue electricity. Let's see, what else do we want to do? Let's, I think, replace this bad boy. Since we're going to be hooking up solar panels and blue electric cable and such, we're going to want ourselves a blue electric alloy furnace. So there's an upgrade to this. It doesn't use the same... Unfortunately, you don't get to use your alloy furnace when you're doing it, because that'd be convenient, but oh well. We're going to need clay blocks for it though, so to make clay blocks I'm just going to use my minium stone and use an equivalent exchange 3 recipe, turning iron ingots into clay blocks. Ta-da! Clay blocks. And then it is... see if I can remember how it goes. No, I don't remember. Let's see. 5 on top, and then, yeah, I couldn't remember which direction it went. 5 on top, iron, iron, and blue. Ta-da, blue electric furnace. So we'll place that right back where that other one was. And then we're going to run some of this blue alloy wire. Let's see, how do I want to do this? It's going up that side. There we go, and I guess we'll just run it up like that for right now. Eventually we'll replace a couple of these with some batteries, but that'll work for the time being. And then this will just go all the way up the side here. There we go. And we'll keep going up and run it all the way up to where our eventual solar panels are going to go. I might not be able to put that on half blocks. Yes, we'll probably have to replace that, but that's alright. We'll get that in a second. Let's head back down here and continue making some things. Let's see. Let's get some batteries made up next and get a couple battery boxes. Batteries are... we'll just look it up. I'm pretty sure I know what it is, but we'll look it up just to make sure. So you've got nickelite up and down the side, and copper on top and bottom, and a tin in the middle. And then for uses of these batteries, you need 4 of them to make a battery box. So I think I'm going to want about 3 battery boxes. So 3 battery boxes is 12 batteries. And 12 batteries would be like 72 nickelite. I think I've probably got too much, but that's okay. And then copper on top and bottom, and iron or tin in the middle gives us 12 batteries. And that gives us just a little bit leftover nickelite, so that's awesome. And then wood planks on top, iron, and oops, I didn't get wood planks. Let's grab some of those. Wooden planks. That's plenty. There we go. Doesn't look like I grabbed quite enough iron either. That's okay. We'll get 2 here and grab just a couple more iron. And make 1 more. Blue alloy ingot. There we go. 3 battery boxes. And these, as you might expect, just store blue electricity. Just a normal battery, basically. I'm going to put 1 of them right here where it's going to be visible so I can recharge things if I care to. And then I'm going to put 1 probably right up here. Probably right here, I think. No, because that'll be visible. Let's put 1 here. Oh, right, I've got that brick there. Where do I want to put these? I don't really want them visible. I guess 1 right can go right there. No, 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 no. There. Though that's not really a very good place for it. If I've got sorting machines down here, I probably want at least 1 of the battery boxes between the solar panels and the sorting machine, right? That makes some sense, doesn't it? And the sorting machine is going where I had that dirt block, I think. That was at least my initial vision of it, which was right up here. So I guess it's got to be somewhere visible here, which is a bit of a shame. Let's see, where do I want it? Maybe I do just want it right there at that cobblestone, that black cobblestone. Do I want to put it there? Yeah, that's not bad. We'll leave it there. That's kind of an interesting look. But that's still not above here. Oh no, wait, this is a... Decisions. Maybe I'll just put it right up here. That makes sense. Alright, and then we'll make up some solar panels. I think, I don't know, probably 3 or 4 is probably more than enough. Let's make 3 and see what that looks like up here. And red power 2 solar panels are just blue alloy, or blue doped wafers surrounding a blue alloy ingot, so that's pretty easy. We'll go 1, 2, 3, and then put this here. Does that connect? I don't know that that looks like it's connecting. Nope. How do we want this then? Whoops. Oh, I did grab the battery box, that's good. Cool, let's see here. Brick strip. Where did my little brick panel go? There it is. Or cover, I guess, yeah, because it's a super small one. Brick cover. Let's pop back up here and don't fall off the side of the wall. How do I want to do this? Well, just give me a second and I'll decide how I want to lay this out. Alright, there we go. I think I've got it now. So I've got my battery box here and it's filling up because I've connected a couple more up on top. And the way blue electricity works is the power level kind of tries to balance between all the different machines that are able to hold a charge. So right now this is filling up based off of the charge up above. And if we come up here, we'll see that I've got these 3 solar panels and just put 2 battery boxes right here with a cable going down the wall. Not the prettiest setup, but I decided I'd rather have them up here rather than destroy the front facade of the building. So, and that also puts them between the solar panels and the sorting machines and other machines that I'm going to have on here, if anything else. Which is important because you want the charge, you know, between your machines. Alrighty. I think that'll work now. So the next thing I think I want to make is not red power. It is a couple of ender chests. So let's grab some components for this. How many ender pearls do I have? I might just only have 1 ender pearl. But if that's the case, I think I can work around that. I don't even see my 1. I'm pretty sure I had 1. Wonder what happened to it, if I did. chests. And I think I need a little bit of obsidian and a little bit of smooth stone, maybe. Let's look it up real quick. Oh, 1 wool into obsidian. Alright. Let's see, we'll make a little space here. For the time being, we're done with that. Here we go. Here, we don't need you right now either. We definitely don't need you. Alright, so a couple wool and some obsidian. And a couple chests and a bunch of blaze rods. Excellent, ender chests. And we'll need 2 of these. One of them I think will go right here. There we go. And the other one we'll use elsewhere. But maybe I'll put it down here to demonstrate real quick how that works. Ender chests, which were long before Mojang actually introduced ender chests in vanilla, are just small chests, regular size, that share inventory spaces with other ender chests that have the same basically frequency or color combination up here on top. So in this case these are white, 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 and this one's white, 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 so they both share inventory. So when I open this one, you'll see over on the side over here that that chest opened as well. And if I were to put this basalt slab in there, into this one, and then open this one, it's also in that. Neat thing about these is they do work across dimensions now that your server and client are both on the same machine, even in single player, and they work from anywhere within the same dimension as well. So I don't have to be within just a couple spaces of this to make it work. So they're pretty awesome for teleporting items around and moving things between places. So the input chest of my sorting system is definitely going to be an ender chest, so that I can just place items into another ender chest in the world, or possibly eventually an ender pouch, which you can make it later, and it'll automatically be sorted. For right now, that is just going to be the input of my sorting system though. So the next thing I'm going to make is a couple sorting machines, and then down here we'll need some relays and some pneumatic tubes and such. So let's actually get some tubes started. We'll get those going. Glass is over here. That should be enough for now. 32 tubes will get us started well. And what we're basically going to do is run tubes from this down through the floor to these. So here, actually, we'll just go ahead and get that started. That's good enough for right now. Yeah, that looks good. And then let's create a couple sorting machines, and I think we're going to want a few relays, because these thermal expansion, they work mostly with buildcraft pipes rather than red power tubes, because there's no API for red power tubes. So they couldn't get these hooked up, at least not playing fair. So we're going to need relays here, which will take items from a tube and kick it into a buildcraft system, no problem. So let me go ahead and gather up some components real quick, and then we'll get started on building those quick machines, and then we'll also need a few buildcraft pipes, and then probably some paint cans and stuff too. So just let me give me just a second to get a few components together, and we will be good to go. Looks like our blue electric furnace is all up to speed and our battery boxes are starting to source some power, so that's cool. Anyway, I'll be back in just a second. Alright, I'm back and I think I've got everything I need. I have no doubt missed something somewhere, but and I lied about not having to make anything else in the red alloy furnace. We've got one more thing we have to make, and that's paint cans. And I think I mentioned them before, but to make paint cans you need tin plate, and to make tin plate you've just got 1 tin and 2 iron ingots, makes 4 tin plate. So we'll pop those in there. Right, I forgot. Blue alloy furnace apparently is not what I meant to make. I made a blue electric furnace, and I intended to make a blue electric alloy furnace. Way to go, Dr. Moooo. Alright, so let's make up the right one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 2 pieces of iron. And 1 blue alloy ingot. Let's get this right furnace down here so I can actually make stuff that I want to make. Blue electric alloy furnace. There we go. Alrighty. And power's all charged up. So we want tin and iron, and this is going to fluctuate back and forth for a little bit, but we will get tin plates out of this, so that's good enough. And while we're doing that, though, we can make up our other stuff. So I'm going to want, first off, 4 relays here, because I'm going to have these going in and these going in. So items are going to have to go into the pulverizers, and items are going to have to go straight into the furnaces for things like food and cinnabar ore and things like that that don't get pulverized but still need to get cooked. So I'm going to need 4 relays for those. So we'll get those first, I think. Relays, however, are made up of buffers, transposers, and then a few other things. So let's get our buffers first. And buffers require some iron bars. And then I think it's just like this. And something like that. Yeah, 4 buffers. There we go. And then transposers. I don't know for sure that I remember the transposer recipe off the top of my head, but we'll give it a try here. Nope, I certainly don't. We'll look it up. I remember what's in it, I just don't remember quite what order to put them in. Cobble on top, piston in the middle. Okay. That was pretty close. There we go, 4 transposers. And then the rest of the relay is just, we need, I think, a wafer and some cobblestone or something like that. Some wood, cobble, okay, there we go. So this, and this, and that. Relays, awesome. So let's get those relays. Another thing we'll need is a screwdriver, and I don't think I accounted for the screwdriver, so I might be 1 iron short. Let's just jump up there and get that real quick. While I'm thinking about it, because otherwise I will need it at some point in the future and have totally forgotten. Alright, so let's set up our relays. The way I'm going to do this is these are set up to take inputs here, so we'll put the relays like this and like this, and those look like they're actually pumping in already, so that's perfect. And then these will go like this. I don't think I can probably place these the way I want them to, because I'm going to have to shift jump or something ridiculous. So we'll just put them on there and turn them with the screwdriver. Screwdriver is just the red power tool. Just like all tech mods, there's a tool to turn the contraptions. There we go. And as I said, what relays do is they take items from tubes. So my items are going to be sorting down these tubes into the relays and then kick them into an adjacent pipe or machine that allows items to go in. So in this case, they're going to pump into these relays and then kick out into the pulverizers. And in this case, they're going to pump into these relays and eventually go into these powered furnaces once I get the pipes going into them, or the tubes going into them. We will also want, that's cobblestone, but that's okay. This will work. Something like this. And if you can't tell, I've tested this out just a little bit and kind of decided how I wanted this design. I've thought about it quite a bit here. So what it's going to do once we get the sorting stuff hooked up here, ultimately items will come through the tubes, go into these relays, get kicked out into the pulverizers and pulverize, go into the furnace and cook, and then go and pop into there. These pulverizers also make yellow items, which instead of going straight into the furnace, which some of them could probably do, will get pumped out of these pipes and go straight into the chest as well and get resorted. Since neither one of these powered furnaces actually has an input on the face here that it looks like this pipe is touching, no items will go into them. If this powered furnace instead had an input there, it would work, but we've got it disabled, so no items will go into there. So that's perfect. Let's see. What else do we need to do over here? We're going to need tubes eventually going up to these chests as well, so we'll get those set up. Oops, that's not right. Come back here. There we go. Now how do we get items to these two? Probably like this. Yeah. And then I think I'm going to run it this way. And so we'll put our sorting machine right there. But first, obviously, we need to make that sorting machine. So let's make a couple sorting machines. Sorting machines are made up of a, let's see, they've got a filter in them. So let's make that filter first. Filter's a couple gold, piston, and a red dope wafer. Okay. There's the filter. And then uses for a filter will be just the sorting machine, and that's iron on top and sides, 2 red dope wafers on the side, and a blue alloy ingot. So here we go. There we go, 2 sorting machines. Excellent. So let's see, sorting machine will go here, and we want it adjacent to that chest because it's going to pump straight out of that chest. So like this, and we'll turn that around so the butt end is down. There we go. Spitting out into the bottom. And that'll go here, hooked up to it. And I think we'll put the second one probably right there. That looks pretty good, actually, I think. Yeah, I think that'll work. And we might not need both of them right away, but we certainly will want them eventually. Is that going to work? I think that'll work. Once we get everything painted, that should be fine. So let's get our tin plates and make our paint buckets. And that should be plenty of paint buckets. Yeah, 9 paint buckets. To make paint, you need flax seeds, and I sure hope I have enough flax seeds. I think I do, though. Oh yeah, I got tons of them. Cool. Alright, so let's make a couple different paint colors. Here is white, and light gray will do, and a red, and a black. And then we'll want some paint brushes. There's white, light gray, red, and black. Excellent. So we can get rid of these cans now. That's good enough for right now. I'll figure out where I'm putting them later. I don't think I need that wool or sticks anymore either. Alright, let's see. We'll paint up some things here. We'll say anything that is not getting sorted will be white. So we'll come over here and paint these up top white. Looks like we need to get one more. Like that. Anything that gets cooked without getting pulverized, we'll say will be red. Why not? So that'll be this one. And see, as I paint this, the white and the red can no longer hook together. So that's perfect there. And one more. Oh no, wait, that's not what I want. We want those two connected. There we go. And we'll say anything that needs to be pulverized will be... yeah, anything that needs to be pulverized can be gray. So for right now, I guess that means that'll be gray. Now, how do we want to do this? Probably don't need this one here. Oh, come on, let me grab that, please. That's better. And so if that's gray, that's perfect. Okay, that'll work. Yeah, that looks good. Okay. And then let's grab a couple ores and stuff and start getting the machine set up. We'll just pick a couple of them at random to begin with. Good enough. And then something that needs to be cooked but not pulverized, like you. Anything else here that I can do that with? I wouldn't mind having a second choice. I can't think of anything else off the top of my head, though. So that'll work. That's good enough. Alright, so this one up here, we will set default to white. And this one we will also set default to white. Yeah, I think that'll work. Though if we're white, we might end up looping here. So let's make this a restriction tube. What a restriction tube does, sorry, I'm kind of figuring this out as I go, and so I'm not talking much, or at least not explaining myself. A restriction tube basically adds 1,000 to the length of the tube, and the way these pneumatic tubes work is items will try to go to the nearest inventory. So if something comes out of here, the only place it has to go is down, so it's going to go down no problem. But if it comes through here and gets painted white again, my problem was there that it would probably come back right up here and go back into the sorter again, because that's the nearest inventory. So I wanted to make this 1,000 tubes longer so that instead of going there, it would come back here and go into the white tubes, or the white, painted tubes, and go up into the chests instead. So I think that's going to take care of that problem. Alright, so now let's get a light gray and do some pulverizing here. How the heck did you get up there? Light gray, huh? It must be that one. Pulverizing. You can have that and that. We'll go gold and iron and silver. And we'll scoot over a couple and make a red one. Say cinnabar. And everything else will go to white. Yeah, that'll do for starters. And then we'll change the mode of the sorter from, I don't even know what that one is, to this, which means just continuously draw things out of the adjacent inventory that you're next to. So this should work the way I want it to, I believe. Let's come up here and put a gold ore in and see what happens to it. Looks like it got plucked out and dyed white. No, dyed... Oh, that looks like it got dyed white, not gray. Did I want that to be white? Thought I made it gray. Let me take a look at that again here. Gold ore. Should be dyed light gray. This is white. This is light gray. So that's the right color. So when I put gold ore in, it should get light gray, not white. Why did it get white? It should come down here and go to light gray. I did dye those white and not light gray, didn't I? Let's double check that. I think I did. It looks like I did. Yeah. Alright. We'll try that one more time. Actually, I can do it from down here, because I've got another ender chest right there. Okay, iron ore. You went out of there, through that into here. Interesting. And then got repainted white here. Alright, that's not a problem. I don't suppose. That's kind of weird. I don't understand why it's doing that, but Give me just a second and I'll play around with this and figure it out. Alright, so I think I got it here. That restriction tube just wasn't cutting it for what I was trying to do with it. I had to dye this black and make the default output for this one black. So now anything that it doesn't know what to do with from here, it'll go black and it'll come down here to this one, and once I get sorting involved in this one, it will pick a color, otherwise it'll pick white and then go to white. So, as we can see here, it seems to be working for, say, iron ore. We'll put iron ore in. It gets dyed gray because this says to go gray, and it comes down here, spits out into a random relay here. It happened to pick that one. Goes through the pulverizer into the furnace, and once it gets kicked out of the furnace, it pops out here. You probably won't even be able to see it, but it goes into the ender chest and then comes out of the sorter. Gets painted black, goes down to the second sorter, gets painted white, and then goes up into the white chests. Excellent. So we will put, say, this silver and cinnabar and gold and just like a cobblestone or something in there, and see how these things get painted up. Cobblestone is just white automatically. The other ones came over here. I didn't get to see the cinnabar. Let's go get another one just so I can make sure it got dyed. I can't imagine why it wouldn't, but I couldn't imagine why that wouldn't work the first time, and it didn't, so. Testing is essential, especially when it comes to sorting systems and crazy red power type stuff. Alright, red comes through here, goes straight into one of the relays, and gets chucked down into there. And then it should come through over here in a moment as quicksilver and get dyed white because it doesn't know what to do with it yet, and go up into my chest. Perfect. So the basics of the sorting system seem to be working flawlessly, finally. So we've got a basic sorter room, or sorting system in two tiny little rooms here. How are you doing? You're all filled up. Let's shut these off. That's excellent. I think I'm going to take you. No need to leave you here. If you use a wrench, either a crescent hammer or the Omni wrench, and shift right click, you can click these energy cells and pick them up, and they will store all of the charge they've got in them. So now you have a portable Minecraft Joules battery, basically, which is awesome. The whole reason why I made a second one. So I can take it around when I'm setting up farms and whatnot and charge them up. So I'll take that with me. Otherwise, though, it looks like we've got our sorting system more or less set up. Obviously, I've got a little cleanup to do, and I've got to populate these sorters with a few items here and there. I'll give it the rest of the ores, give it the nether ores and that sort of thing, and then beginning of next episode, I'll throw a bunch of stuff in here and we'll test it out and make sure it works, but otherwise it looks pretty good. And then we have room for expansion because we've got a whole second sorting machine. I'm thinking what I might do is eventually sort out things like Thumbcraft stuff and put them to an ender chest and send them down to where my Thumbcraft room is going to be, which, as I said, is probably going to be down in that general direction. Down on that little landing over here that I can't quite get down to and back up from very easily. Right down here, I think. Is this where it is? Yep, right down there. I'll put it down there, and I'll have an ender chest pumping all the Thumbcraft basics down into there, and then maybe sort that on that end with some golems or something, because golems are awesome. And maybe have another ender chest up in here for farmed items or something. And so I'll just have like another ender chest here and here, or here and here, going to farms and magic. And if I've got another place that I want to pipe them to, maybe I'll put another one up here. And this sorting system should be able to handle all of that no problem. So hopefully you enjoyed this episode. It's very tech heavy, I realize, and I said that I wasn't going to be very tech heavy overall for the theme of this Let's Play series, but really the most effective way to make a sorter is still using